I don't think enough people really understand the consequences of what's happening here right now.
The Missouri House approves new congressional districts and changes to initiative petitions. We'll explain what's next and how Democrats could move to stop it.
Today is a day of change. Coming up, we'll get you prepared for rising temperatures and humidity that will affect your outdoor plans, especially this weekend.
Wholesale prices coming in better than expected in a new report today, but overall there is concern about the U.S. economy. I'm Rena Roy, and I'll have the latest coming up.
KMBC 9 News at Noon starts now.
Well, thanks for joining us at noon. I'm Jamie Weiss in for Kelly Eckerman. Right now, the Missouri Senate is taking its turn in the special session. Lawmakers are considering a redrawn map of the state's congressional districts and new limits affecting how voters can amend the state constitution. KMBC 9's Matt Evans breaks it all down from Jefferson City.
Even though the House easily passed out both the initiative petition reform and new congressional maps yesterday, there are questions when those bills move to the Missouri Senate later today. Senators will have lots of tools at their disposal from the Democratic side to use to try and slow down those pieces of legislation, mainly a filibuster. Of course, we've seen Missouri Senates use that in the past to try and get pieces of legislation they disagree with to stop. But in the Senate, there is a rarely used motion called the previous question that could cut off that debate and force a vote. There are questions surrounding right now if Republicans have enough votes to make that happen.
I think it's really important for folks to recognize that the whole purpose of the Missouri Senate is to slow down legislation and to ensure that that legislation is well vetted.
What I hope we will do is make sure that our discussions are centered around policy and not personality. We want a functioning Missouri Senate. Missourians are better served when the Senate is functioning.
The Senate is expected to hold hearings on these pieces of legislation tomorrow and go in for floor debate this coming Friday. In Jefferson City, Matt Evans, KMBC 9 News.
Well, here in Kansas City, a group will gather signatures protesting changes to the initiative petition process. Respect Missouri voters will host launch parties at 8 locations, including the West Bottoms at the Ship from 6 to 9 tonight. Their goal is to prevent lawmakers from overturning initiatives voters passed and stop confusing ballot language. The group hopes to get enough signatures to put a proposed measure on the November 2026 ballot. Our Matt Evans is going to be in Jefferson City following all the developments from today's special session. He's been there all week long, and he'll continue to have reports in our later newscast today. You can look for those updates on air and online at KMBC.com. Well, I am here in the Weather Center with First Alert meteorologist Nick Bender, talking about the forecast the next couple of days. We're kind of on that upward tick of here comes
we're
summer
going way up.
again.
I mean, it's going to feel hot. I mean, it's going to feel like July hot as we get to the end of the weekend and for early next week. Right now, we're in the sunshine. There's a few cirrus clouds scooting overhead. Temperatures have warmed to near 80 degrees. There's not much wind, but look at the dew point. It's in the low 60s now. Earlier in the week and over the weekend, it was down in the 40s. So it was crisp, it was cool and comfortable. Well, now the water vapor is starting to increase at the surface. The dew points are rising. It's going to start to feel more humid. We're going to be paying more attention to the heat index or the feel-like temperature, especially Friday and Saturday as temperatures climb into the mid-90s. Right now, it's 81 in Lee Summit, 81 in Belton, 80 degrees in Lacine, upper 70s from St. Joe, Maryville over to Cameron and Chillicothe with a south breeze through the afternoon of about 5 to perhaps 8 miles per hour. There is a slim chance of a brief shower, only for a couple of hours around 5 o'clock as temperatures continue to warm into the mid and upper 80s today. Tomorrow, 90s, and as we head into the weekend, it gets even hotter. We don't even see upper 90s Friday and Saturday. I'm thinking of outdoor sporting events, Jamie, not only for the kids, but for the adults that'll be there watching. Could be quite hot.
Yeah, I believe it. Well, thank you for the heads up, Nick. Kansas City, Missouri police are investigating the city's latest homicide after it was determined a man was found dead Monday and was actually shot to death. The man was found dead near Independence Avenue and Benton Boulevard on Tuesday. The Jackson County Medical Examiner's Office determined the man died after being shot. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers. We're also getting a look at the latest crime statistics for Kansas City, Missouri. Our Hearst Get the Facts data team collected numbers from the FBI's National Incident-Based Reporting System. The latest 2024 report was just released last month, and it shows Kansas City, Missouri ranking 8th in homicides with 28 per 100,000 people. St. Louis was number 2 on the list. Birmingham, Alabama ranked number 1. Kansas City, Missouri ranked number 2 in motor vehicle thefts with 1,700 people per 100,000. Oakland, California was number 1. Kansas City, Missouri ranked 7th in violent crimes. St. Louis was 10th on that list. And safety on the plaza is being addressed, and many are saying it's been improved with the plaza owners hiring some security. But now the area will likely see more safety improvements thanks to a more than $1 million investment. The city is setting aside $1.5 million for improvements like giving the Warnell Bridge a facelift, including new lighting, structural improvements, and even some new bricks. There's also more plans to make the area more family-friendly and walkable in the future.
It's a critical improvement for folks who are coming off of the streetcar, which, hallelujah, will be open October 24th.
Leaders also want to build a play yard in Mill Creek Park and add parking near the area. The Kemper Museum of Art and the Art Institute, as well as the Nelson Atkins Museum, will all continue working on a path called the Artery, which will connect all 3 institutions with a walking trail. Tomorrow is September 11th. It marks 24 years since the deadliest terror attacks on American soil. Islamic terrorists hijacked 4 commercial flights. 2 crashed into the World Trade Centers, 1 into the Pentagon, and that final plane went down in a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Nearly 3,000 people died in those attacks. Several memorials are planned across the country tomorrow to honor the fallen. Tomorrow, the 2nd annual LJW 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb at Arrowhead Stadium will take place. Participants will climb the equivalent of 110 stories to honor the lives of the first responders who died responding to the World Trade Center towers on September 11, 2001. The climb will benefit SAFE, or the Surviving Spouse and Family Endowment Fund. Organizers tell us this climb means so much to so many.
Just being able to look out and see the community come out to do it and to, suffer collectively with the community, it's really special.
You can get tickets to the event and register to climb or watch and donate all through their website. A memorial service in Overland Park starts at 7:30 tomorrow morning at the 9/11 Memorial. Organizers plan to mark the times of the attacks by placing flowers at the base of the memorial and tolling a bell. Then the event will be live streamed on the Overland Park Facebook page. In KCK, members of the Washington High School Air Force Junior ROTC program will honor 9/11 by posting colors and holding a short tribute at Washington High School. A better than expected economic report was released this morning, but it comes on the heels of a poor jobs report. All of this will be factored into a big decision next week by the Federal Reserve concerning interest rates. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
A glimmer of hope in economic news this morning. The Producer Price Index, which measures the prices wholesalers are paying, coming in surprisingly better than experts were expecting. It's 0.1% lower compared to a month ago, beating expectations that prices would be up 0.3% this month.
So this is what businesses pay for products before they then sell them to you. And we look at that really closely because it kind of says what's in the pipeline. If those prices are going up, might mean the prices for consumers are going up too. But overall prices are still up on the year.
It's a key number as the Federal Reserve prepares to meet next week to discuss potential interest rate cuts. Another big factor whether or not there will be a rate cut, that data we got this week on the job market. Revised data shows the economy added 911,000 fewer jobs over the 12 months ending in March than previously estimated. The White House blaming the Biden administration and casting down on the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which compiled the report. As the Fed grapples with ongoing inflation in this country, President Trump attempting to fire Fed Governor Lisa Cook, accusing her of falsifying records to obtain favorable terms on a mortgage. Cook saying in a statement she will not be bullied to step down from her position, but does intend to answer questions about her financial history. A federal judge blocking her firing on Tuesday, allowing her to continue in her role, saying President Trump has not stated a legally permissible cause for Cook's removal.
We're also keeping an eye on a key inflation report that comes out tomorrow on the Consumer Price Index. That's what you pay for goods. If it's in line with expectations that prices rose 2.9% from last year, we could see the Fed cut interest rates next week. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Coming up at KMBC9 News at noon as we continue, the Royals playoff picture is slipping away, where things stand after another catastrophe in Cleveland. And we're one step closer to the World Cup in Kansas City. Tickets are on sale now. We will tell you how you can see the world's biggest soccer tournament. Kids can be tough critics and parents even tougher. Ahead, find out which products have earned rave reviews from both and why they stood out as parenting award winners.
Your station leading the way, getting you prepared for important events and changes that affect your day. KMBC 9 News.
The World Cup is less than a year away, but today is your first opportunity to enter for a chance to buy a World Cup ticket. KMBC9's Rachel Ripp has the details.
A super exciting day for soccer fans here in Kansas City. The Visa presale draw opens up at 10 a.m. this morning. So if you're a soccer fan, you're going to want to be by your computer today. You'll go over to FIFA.com/tickets and you'll click in the top right corner where there's a person icon. You'll click the sign up button and you'll be directed to this page where you'll fill out your information, your name, your email address, your date of birth, all of that stuff. Now, after registering, fans will get a notification about how to move forward with tickets and sale dates. For the Visa presale draw today, fans can log in anytime between now and next Friday at 10 a.m. to enter for a chance to buy the first round of World Cup tickets. Now, random applicants will get a notification on September 29th and given a date and time to purchase these tickets. Of course, this is subject to availability. Now, to be involved in this first round, you need to have a valid, unexpired Visa debit or credit card or reloadable prepaid card enabled with 3D Secure. So if you're assigned a ticket purchase time slot for this Visa presale draw, you may get a notification up to 48 hours before your designated time. So be sure you are checking your junk mail and just your regular email for an email from FIFA. Now, the first chance soccer fans will have to actually put money down and purchase that World Cup ticket will be October 1st. There'll be another draw that happens October 27th through the 31st. So if you don't have a Visa, that'll be your chance, and they'll have other opportunities after that. In Kansas City, Rachel Ripp, KMBC 9 News.
We are counting down to the World Cup here at KMBC 9, and we are staying on top of the developments surrounding it, from missions to revitalize the 18th and Vine District to how the suburbs of the Metro are trying to get soccer fans to check out what they have to offer. You can find all of our future and previous reporting online at kmbc.com. The Kansas City Royals road trip is not going the way they had hoped. After dropping their first game in Cleveland, Game 2 wasn't much better. The Royals offense once again struggled, taken down in a 2-0 shutout. The team is on a 3-game losing streak and their playoff dreams are fading.
Yeah, well, they have been a few tough games, and that's okay for us to admit they haven't been good. We have to do a better job of putting together consistent at-bats and making the guys work like we did before. But like we say, there's somebody on the other side of the field trying to beat you, too, and these couple nights, these guys are throwing the ball really well.
So here's a look at the American League wild card race. The Royals are 4 games back at the last wild card spot. The Mariners have it right now, and the Guardians and Rangers are in the hunt. There are 17 games left in the season, so time is ticking for the Royals. But the Royals could turn things around starting tonight as they play the third of 4 games against the Guardians. Jonathan Bolin will be on the mound for the Royals. First pitch set for 5:40 tonight. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to be back on the practice field today as they prepare for their home opener. It's a Super Bowl rematch with the Philadelphia Eagles. The Chiefs are coming off their Week 1 loss to the Chargers, and players know they can't let one loss turn into 2. We're going to hear from head coach Andy Reid and some of the players later on today. We also expect an update on wide receiver Xavier Worthy, who hurt his shoulder last week. We'll bring you those updates later on in our newscast here on KMBC 9. A member of the Chiefs Super Bowl 54 team is going to be the drum tech honoree this weekend. Recently retired safety Tyrann Mathieu will bang the drum. The Chiefs' social media accounts made the announcement yesterday. Mathieu played for the Chiefs for 3 seasons from 2019 to 2022. The Chiefs will host the Eagles on Sunday. Kickoff is set for 3:25, and we checked. Seats are still available for Sunday's game. Tickets through the Chiefs start around $196, $185 on SeatGeek, and Tickets for Less has them starting around $214. That's without any extra service fees. The Eagles will have one of their best defenders Sunday at Arrowhead. The NFL says that defensive lineman Jalen Carter will not be suspended any further. Since the refs ejected him before the first snap of that first game, the league considers last week a 1-week suspension. Carter spit on Cowboys QB Dak Prescott, and because of it, he's being fined $57,000. So unfortunate, Nick, that he will be in town this weekend, that we will face him. Just moral of the story, don't spit on anyone. This is gross.
Yes, there's so much more to say after that, but just yes.
Right.
Be kind. As we look ahead to the weekend, Jamie, it's going to get a lot hotter. It's going to feel like July here in Kansas City. Not what we would consider extreme heat here in the Midwest or record-breaking heat, but it's going to be a lot hotter than what it's been over the last week where we've enjoyed fall-like temperatures. We kind of had false fall. Now we're heading into second summer, and then we'll go into real fall here at some point this month. Anticipate highs in the upper 80s, but lots of low and mid 90s, especially Friday and Saturday. And speaking of that game on Sunday, it'll be hot and humid. There is a low chance of showers, thinking they don't begin until the evening, so after the game, especially Sunday night into early Monday morning. I'll come back to that in just a moment. Make sure you're prepared for the rest of your day and evening with your 12-hour forecast. Scattered clouds and sunshine for the rest of the day. There is a slim chance of a shower around 5 o'clock this evening, give or take an hour. A brief shower. You cannot rule that out. With a light south breeze at 5 miles per hour, those showers, if they do pop up, are going to be so few and far between. It's a 20% chance at best. Tomorrow, highs reaching into the low 90s. A normal high is 82 degrees, and that normal high falls into the 70s next week, but the temperatures are going up. With Friday and Saturday the hottest days, mid 90s, and that'll continue into Sunday. It might be a few degrees cooler than that 93 if there's a lot more cloud cover. We're still talking 10 to 15 degrees above normal for this time of year. So it'll be very warm and humid for tailgating. Kickoff temperature around 90 degrees. The rain hopefully will hold off until after the fourth quarter, Sunday night into early Monday morning. High temperatures will continue to reach 10 to 15 degrees above normal next Monday and Tuesday, reaching into the lower 90s. Mid to upper 80s this time next week on Wednesday and Thursdays. We look at future scans and forecasts of the radar. I'm going to begin this Sunday morning, so this is going to cover church plans, brunch, tailgating through the game. But look what happens here. We get into Sunday night. That's when you start to see a little bit more reds, some yellows and orange indicating downpours into early Monday morning. So a lot of that is Sunday evening, Sunday night into Monday morning. We're still 5-6 days away. So that could certainly change, but that's been fairly consistent in our forecast over the last couple of days. Rain chances beginning Sunday evening after the game, overnight into Monday morning. Just might want to think about having red ponchos with you just in case. That could change. What's not going to change? The temperatures. 10 to 15 degrees above normal and humidity to go along with it. So it's going to feel a lot like July for Friday night football, soccer on Saturday, and back to football on Sunday with low chances of rain showers beginning Sunday evening.
Sporting Kansas City players spread some cheer on National Teddy Bear Day. Players made a special stop at Children's Mercy Hospital Tuesday afternoon for the team's monthly playdates with pediatric patients. They ended out sporting KC teddy bears and spent some time with the families.
It just takes a second of your time to be willing to give back, and whether it's making kids smile or making them laugh, I think you should look forward to that.
September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and the team says efforts like this are just one way to show their support. The Hallmark Channel says they're going to be making another Christmas movie here in Kansas City after making a Christmas movie last year all about the Chiefs. You may remember when Hallmark shot in areas like Independence, their town square, and this year Hallmark Channel tells you that the Kansas City Star, they told the Kansas City Star, I should say, that they are making a movie all about the historic home of country music, the Grand Ole Opry. Kansas City is actually going to be serving as a stand-in for Nashville. So while some scenes were shot in Tennessee, they're also planning on shooting in local locations like the Crestwood Shops in Brookside. It's expected to debut this Christmas season as part of the channel's countdown to Christmas. This Saturday, current and former Hallmark employees will showcase their art at the Hall Market Art Festival. That'll be in addition to the art there. There will be live music, food, and drinks, as well as hands-on activities, all happening at Crown Center Square. That'll be from 10 to 4. It's free to get in, but you do need to keep in mind the art there is available for purchase. Kids can be picky, which can make choosing the right products even tougher for parents. That's why we teamed up with our Hearst partners at Good Housekeeping, along with Real Families, to put hundreds of items to the test for this year's Parenting Awards. Amy Lou shows us some of the winners.
From the lab to real life at home, these Good Housekeeping approved products were a hit with kids and families.
For our Parenting Awards, we send out these product samples to kid and parent testers for real-life feedback and have our in-house experts evaluate the products for efficiency, ease of use, and practicality.
First up, a breakfast swap parents can feel good about. A 30-pack of these Yumi bars cost about $40.
Kid taste testers enjoyed these soft-baked breakfast bars from Yumi. They're made with oats and they're not loaded with tons of sugar like other bars on the shelf.
For sun protection made simple, testers love Neutrogena's $10 sunscreen stick.
Parents really loved using this sunscreen stick from Neutrogena, saying it was easy to apply, left no mess, and no greasy feeling.
And for a hydration boost, this kid's electrolyte drink from Zarbee's costs about $28 for a 4-pack.
A healthier alternative to kids' hydration drinks, these electrolyte pouches from Zarbee's are delivering amazing essential nutrients in a convenient, kid-friendly pouch form, and it's perfect for when any of your children are under the weather.
That was our Amy Lou reporting. All week long, we are bringing you this year's Good Housekeeping Parenting Award winners. Coming up tomorrow, we will have the toddler essentials all the parents need. The Missouri special session continues today with Republicans pushing 2 major bills to the state Senate. We'll have the latest on what's set to happen in Jeff City today. The redistricting push is putting a historical divider back in the spotlight, the impact it could have on minority communities when it comes to getting things done in Congress.
We just want the clean unit that we were promised. Just a safe place to be, a safe home.
Renters in Blue Springs say they are fed up with dangerous living conditions. We're getting answers as calls grow for a federal investigation. And as we take a live look over Kansas City, it is a gorgeous sight out there, barely a cloud in the sky. It is 12:27. Oh, there's the bugs. Nick and I are going to be back with more news and weather just after this.
Your station leading the way with First Alert Weather, Kansas City's largest, most experienced team, KMBC 9 News.
Thanks for sticking with us at noon. I'm Jamie Weiss in for Kelly Eckerman. Meteorologist Nick Bender here with your First Alert forecast. And we were just talking off camera about that graphic that you've probably seen online where it's like, here's where you are in the year. You've got false fall. Is this cruel summer like Taylor Swift always talked about?
Sure, we'll go with it. I mean, I try not to put my opinions in the weather, but I'm not a fan of this forecast coming up here. I kind of want my fall finally. And it's September. It gets hot in September. Record highs in September on some days are 100 degrees, so it can still get hot. Now, it's not going to get 100, but it is going to get a lot hotter than what we've had over the last week or so, of what we've experienced so far this month. We got some 90s on the way for the weekend, possibly upper 90s in a few spots. Sunshine, not much of a breeze, 78 degrees. The wind is calm. Dew point values have risen into the 60s, so it does feel a lot more humid today compared to what it did even just yesterday. We had dew point values in the 40s. So the air is not only becoming warmer, but there's more water vapor moving northward across Kansas and Missouri, and that's going to make it feel hotter for us outdoors. So that's why we've got the heat index back on the maps, because that's going to play a part in your weekend plans. Temperatures right now, 70s and 80s. Will warm into the mid to upper 80s over the next few hours. There is a slim chance of a brief shower around 5 o'clock, give or take an hour or so. Don't think there's going to be any downpours, just a brief shower possible. Temperatures then cooling into the 70s for this evening. Tomorrow is going to be hotter than today. Friday will be hotter than tomorrow. It's going to feel a lot more like July as we look ahead to the weekend. We got Friday night football, and we've got soccer games there. We've got soccer games on Saturday, back to football on Sunday. Think hot July days for the weekends. Friday, Saturday, Sunday highs in the low to upper 90s. Rain chances are slim. They still exist there on Sunday, but it's after the game. Now that could change. There's still time for that to change, but so far each day looks like those rain showers are going to hold off until after the game, Jamie.
Okay, well, we'll hold on to that. Thank you, Nick. Today, the Missouri Senate is taking its turn when it comes to the special session. As KMBC 9's Martin Augustine explains, lawmakers will consider a redrawn map of the state's congressional districts and new limits affecting how voters can amend the state constitution.
Just like in the Missouri House, Republicans in the Missouri Senate hold a super majority, 24 Republicans, 10 Democrats. So it would seem all set up for the changes to the congressional map and changes to the initiative petition process to sail right through in short order to the governor's desk. Now, the most scrutiny on the congressional map is the redraw of the 5th district, now almost entirely Kansas City and Jackson County. The new plan would expand it into mid-Missouri, with Jackson County and Kansas City split up among 3 congressional districts, creating a tough political environment should that be enacted for current 5th District Congressman, 11-term Democrat Emanuel Cleaver. As far as initiative petitions, the bill in front of the Senate would make it far more difficult to use that process to amend the state's constitution, requiring both statewide majority of voters saying yes, but also a majority of voters in all 8 congressional districts saying yes as well. But unlike what we saw the last couple of days in the Missouri House, the Senate's rules on debate do afford those 10 Democrats some maneuvering to slow down the process. For example, the filibuster, a manner of unlimited debate designed to block movement toward a final vote. Now, there is a Senate rule in place to break a filibuster, but it's rarely used and creates a lot of political acrimony when it is. But that didn't stop the Senate from using it twice toward the end of last spring's legislative session. Martin Augustine, KMBC 9 News.
Martin, thank you. The Missouri NAACP's lawsuit to bring the special session to a halt is still moving through the court system. Yesterday, a new Cole County judge was assigned to the case per the request of the NAACP. The lawsuit aims to do 2 things: stop the special session and block the redistricting legislation from passing. The NAACP argues the governor has not met the requirements to call the special session, and the General Assembly does not have the authority to redraw districts at this time. The Missouri Attorney General argues the court cannot block the special session due to separation of powers. The proposed congressional map splits up Kansas City, Missouri into 3 districts, and one boundary runs up and down Troost Avenue, which is already a historic racial dividing line. Much of the city east of Troost Avenue would stay in District 5, but most of Kansas City west of Troost would move to District 4. The president of the Urban League of Kansas City says separating Troost and breaking up the 5th district would make it much harder for minority communities to have a say in Congress.
The 5th district is the district where we have the highest concentration of African Americans and Latinos. So by dividing it up, it just totally dilutes our voice, makes it virtually impossible for us to elect a candidate of our choosing who shares our common interests.
That's Gwen Grant, who says remapping efforts like this are a threat to the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act. Along with the NAACP lawsuit, Congressman Emanuel Cleaver, who's at risk of losing his seat, says he also plans to sue if the Missouri First map is signed into law. The redistricting and initiative petition bills are, of course, headed to the Senate today. KMBC 9's Matt Evans is in Jefferson City tracking their progress. He'll have reports for us tonight starting at 4 o'clock and updates online at kmbc.com. Missouri Senator Josh Hawley wants the feds to investigate unsafe living conditions at a Blue Springs apartment complex. And we first told you about this yesterday on First News. Now we're hearing from the people who live there. Senator Hawley wrote a letter to the Department of Housing and Urban Development asking for an investigation into the Villas of Autumn Bend. That's off 7 Highway south of Clark Road. One tenant tells us several buildings there have had sewage backups, mold, plumbing issues, and other problems. But they say many complaints to the property owner go unanswered.
There's a lot of children, there's a lot of elderly, disabled people. It's a community that needs to be able to have, this needs to be a safe place for people to live.
Senator Hawley is asking for an update by October 8th. We reached out to owners at Dalmark Management Group, but they declined to comment.
Moshi, come and meet with us. We're fighting for our home.
Hundreds of KC renters are joining forces to demand better living conditions. Renters at 3 area apartment complexes launched tenant unions Tuesday in front of the Parker Square Apartments near the Paseo and 9th Street. They say their corporate landlord, Capital Realty Group, gets millions of dollars for renovations, but problems persist. KC tenants helped renters organize, and they say the company owner has agreed to negotiate. Later this month, thousands of pups and their humans will hit the streets of Kansas City. Strutt with Your Mutt is back in Brookside. Next, we are speaking with the folks at Wayside Waves to see all the fun and the benefits for a good cause. Kansas City's annual Strutt with Your Mutt event returns to Brookside this month, and we are getting you prepared for all of the excitement. Joining me here on KMBC 9 News is Casey Waugh, the Communications and Annual Giving Manager at Wayside Waves. I want to thank you so much for being with us today.
Yes.
We have a special guest with us. We're going to talk about Gunner in just a moment, but first, let's talk about Wayside Waves Strutt with Your Mutt. It is such a fun event. Tell us what Strutt with Your Mutt is, because this is an annual event, 35 years.
35 years. We're very excited, celebrating down in Brookside this year. As always, we're going to have 1,500 people and their pets, dogs specifically, strutting and raising money for all the homeless animals at Wayside Waifs. So we've got a walk, we have a run, we have vendor booths with a lot of fun things for pets and people, snacks, drinks, just a little bit of everything. It's family friendly. This is a great way to spend your Sunday morning.
Pet friendly too. Okay, tell us a little bit about Gunner. I'm loving. Is he part Aussie?
Yes, you got it.
Okay, tell me everything about him.
Yes, he is a sweetheart. He's about 5.5 years old. He was surrendered from his family. He just wants attention. He's just asking everybody he runs into.
Dog.
Yes, everybody he sees, he just wants some love. Would be a great dog for a family who has some energy, likes to go out, go on walks or hikes. He also loves car rides, so maybe you want to drive to the park and go there. He would be a great companion for that. He does like to just chill. I noticed during my office fostering time this morning that he kind of just chilled out and sat around and watched me. So I think he'd be a good companion watching TV at night or something fun like that.
And he's available for adoption right now, correct?
He is, yes. So you could come and adopt him and then bring him out to Strutt and walk with him out in Brookside. Yeah, definitely.
Tell us a little bit about the need with Wayside Waifs because you are one of the only shelters here in the area that's a no-kill shelter.
Yeah, well, we are a no-kill shelter and we're very happy about that. I mean, obviously we want to care for all the animals that come to us. So we're able to do that thanks to all the donor support. You know, we can provide the medical needs, the behavioral care, whatever it is that they need before they find their loving homes. And we live in such an amazing community that allows us to happen. So many people here love animals as much as we do, and we couldn't be more thankful for that.
Well, Casey, we appreciate you spending some time with us today. Gunner, it was so good to meet you, and I hope I get to see you at Strutt with Your Mutt in just a couple of weeks. I want to give one more rundown for folks who might be tuning in. Strutt with Your Mutt is taking, thank you, Gunner. Strutt with Your Mutt is taking over Brookside Sunday, September 28th. The 3K walk and 5K run benefits Wayside Waifs No-Kill Animal Shelter. I'm going to be emceeing the event alongside Len Jennings, so we hope to see you all there. And hey, if you bring Gunner, I'd love to see him too. When professional racers need to refuel after a competition, a Kansas City Kitchen will provide the goods. We will show you the new partnership that is sure to get some engines revving. American women only make 81 cents on the dollar compared to men, and new data shows the wage gap is only getting worse. We're breaking down that data next.
Summer temperatures return today. Coming up, I want to show you when you can anticipate the hottest conditions for your outside activities this weekend and a new development in Sunday's rain chance.
Your station leading the way with First Alert Weather, Kansas City's largest, most experienced team, KMBC 9 News.
Some troubling news about the economy. Fewer jobs have been created in the last year than we thought. And while the average man is enjoying a pay raise, the average woman is not. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has the details.
For the first time on record, the pay gap between men and women has grown wider for 2 consecutive years. New data from the Census Bureau shows women working full-time last year were paid just 81 cents for every $1 men earned, down from 83 cents the previous year. And while men's wages went up nearly 4% in the last year, women's wages did not change significantly. Overall, income gains for the typical American household in 2024 were negated by higher prices due to inflation.
I think the economy's weakening. Whether that is on the way to recession or just weakening, I don't know.
Yesterday, JP Morgan's CEO sounding the alarm, responding to a different economic figure, a bombshell number about the jobs market. Revised data shows the economy added 911,000 fewer jobs over the 12 months ending in March than previously estimated. The White House blaming the Biden administration and casting doubt on the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which compiled the report. Despite President Trump saying tariffs will boost U.S. manufacturing in the long term, the short term is growing more uncertain, with 12,000 manufacturing jobs lost last month alone. Still, there is good news. Stocks are up. Wall Street hitting new records, fueled by expectations that the Federal Reserve will begin cutting interest rates next week. And gas prices are heading down, now taking the smallest bite out of American paychecks since 2005.
Still, when it comes to the health of the economy, many analysts are voicing concerns about the uncertainty caused by tariffs and the impact of immigration raids on the workforce. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, New York.
A local family is getting the surprise of a lifetime thanks to Hy-Vee and Breakthrough T1D. Staffers surprised the Neal family with 2 game day tickets, airfare, and one-night hotel stay for the Chiefs' November 2nd game against the Buffalo Bills. Doctors diagnosed 9-year-old Xander Neal with type 1 diabetes 2 years ago. The family says they've had to learn and adapt a lot.
Diabetes is not something that owns him or that dictates every aspect of his life. He is still a kid, and we've prioritized that tremendously. And it's nice when folks that are not us also help us try to remind him and keep him in that frame of mind.
Incredible. And Hy-Vee has raised more than $20 million for Breakthrough T1D to give families these experiences since they partnered up more than 20 years ago. The next Chiefs game is their home opener. They are hosting the Eagles on Sunday in a Super Bowl 59 rematch. Kickoff is at 3:25. Tickets from Ticketmaster, the official vendor, start at $196. Let's go to college football now, where the Mizzou Tigers are rolling after taking down the Kansas Jayhawks in the Border Showdown. The win pushed the Tigers into the top 25. Next up, the Louisiana Ragin' Cajun comes to Columbia. Head coach Eli Drinkowitz says his team is celebrating, but he tells us the Tigers still have plenty of cleanup to do moving forward.
Last drive of the game, they had the tight end runner wide open right down the middle of the field where he busted coverage because we don't get a communication call between the linebacker and the safety on a pressure. So there's a lot of stuff that was really disappointing when we watched the tape, and I think all of us felt it and knew that we got to play better.
K-State is away this week. They're taking on the University of Arizona Wildcats Friday at 8. Mizzou's game against Louisiana is Saturday at 3. The Jayhawks are off this week. There are only so many ways that we can say it. The KC Current are dominating the competition. The team is soaring at the top of the league, and they've been doing so for quite some time now. And now they are just 2 wins away from the NWSL Shield. That is the award, the trophy given to the team with the best record. They clinched a November playoff spot already in August, but it's still full steam ahead.
Every game we are focusing on the game that's in front of us, and we don't really like to look too far ahead. So yeah, it's great to have that in our back pocket, but yeah, we want to finish the season strong and keep getting better.
With 7 matches to go, the Current have a 14-point lead over Washington in the standings. Trinity Rodman and the Spirit come to CPKC Stadium this Saturday night at 6:30. On the men's side, Sporting Kansas City is all but out of the MLS playoffs this year. The team plays Salt Lake Saturday at home. Kickoff is at 8:30. And Nick, I'm going to go ahead, toss it over to you with a look at the weather.
I got you, Jamie. I got you. Okay, heading into the weekend, it's going to get a lot hotter. You're going to need a lot of water if you're going out there to the games. Friday night football, Saturday soccer, Sunday football. It's going to feel a lot more like a hot July day, like a hot July evening. Tomorrow, high temperatures reaching to the upper 80s, low 90s, and then beginning Friday through Sunday, possibly into Monday and Tuesday, highs in the low to I think there's room to run in the mid and upper 90s, especially on Friday and Saturday, and there's going to be humidity to go along with that. So heat index values might start to creep up to 100 degrees. This is not extreme heat, for September. This is an extreme heat by Midwest standards for September, and it's not record-breaking heat. but it's a lot hotter than what we've had this month. Speaking of this weekend's Sunday evening game, 3:25 into the evening, there is a chance of showers beginning late in the evening. I'm hoping and thinking still after the game, overnight into Monday morning. There's still time for that to change around a bit, but right now the low chance of light rain showers begins Sunday evening, overnight into Monday morning. There is a chance of a few showers later today around 5 o'clock, give or take an hour. A brief shower, can't entirely rule that out. Primarily southwest of Kansas City. Temperatures will warm into the mid and upper 80s, so you can already feel that change back to summer-like heat and humidity today. Temperatures cooling into the 70s for your evening plans. Not much of a breeze. Keep in mind, the normal high is 82 degrees. Next week, the normal high is the upper 70s. High temperatures will reach 10 to 15 degrees above normal beginning tomorrow and especially through the weekend. 94 on Friday, 95 on Saturday, and 93 degrees on Sunday there for the Chiefs. Even if we're a few degrees too warm, it's still upper 80s to around 90 degrees for kickoff with increasing clouds through the game. Rain should hold off until after the fourth quarter. 84, so that is going to be a very warm and humid day with a chance of rain showers Sunday evening, overnight into early Monday morning. High temperatures next Monday and Tuesday in the low 90s, mid to upper 80s, so still quite warm for the middle of next week. This is a forecast of the radar beginning Sunday morning, so this is going to be church plans, tailgating, the game, and now Sunday night into Monday morning, you notice more shades of greens, even some yellows here through early Monday morning. So still the most likely time for rain is Sunday evening, overnight into Monday morning. That could change. That's how it looks right now. Temperatures, this won't change. 10 to 15 degrees above normal beginning tomorrow through early next week. Low rain chances Sunday evening, overnight into Monday morning. Jamie.
All right, appreciate the heads up. Thank you, Nick. Well, tonight on Channel 9, it is back-to-back episodes of Match Game at 7 and 8. Shark Tank at 9, then stick around for KMBC 9 News at 10. On KCWE, it's Family Law at 7, Penn and Teller Fool Us at 8, and KMBC 9 News at 9. The winner of the Indy 500 gets to take a swig of milk, but from now on, the winner of the Hollywood 400 wins a feast fit for a speed king. Get this, Jack Stack is now partnering with NASCAR as the official Victory Lane sponsor. So part of that deal is providing race winners with a tasty Kansas City barbecue meal. Chase Briscoe, who is currently second in the NASCAR standings, is looking to get some of that barbecue in just a few weeks.
I remember when we raced in Chicago, they always would do like a Chicago dog, and now Kansas City, you're going to have the barbecue. So it's definitely, I think it makes it unique, and I don't know, I like it when Victory Lane has something special about it, and certainly this one will stand out.
NASCAR comes to Kansas Speedway on September 28th. The Hollywood Casino 400 is a round of 12 playoff race. Local pizza chain Minsky's is rolling out a new menu item ahead of the Chiefs-Eagles matchup this weekend. The Kansas City burnt end cheesesteak. So Minsky's took classic Philly cheesesteaks recipe, added a little bit of a Casey flair to it. So this sandwich has Casey-style burnt ends topped with caramelized onions and smoked Gouda on an Omarosa roll, which is really big in Philly. That's available today through Sunday or until supplies run out. Should we go, Nick?
That
Want to get some lunch?
So good. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Heading into the weekend, maybe not awesome for many who wanted just to kind of keep rolling with the fall vibes, but summer heat's going to make a big return beginning tomorrow. They have high temperatures reaching into the mid-90s on Friday and Saturday, possibly into Sunday there for the Chiefs game. And so high temperatures possibly pushing upper 90s in a few spots. So that's going to be like hot July weather Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to throw in there Monday and Tuesday as well. High still reaching into the 90s there. Rain chances late Sunday, so that's going to be after the game, Sunday evening, overnight, into Monday morning.
Okay, appreciate you breaking it down for us, and thank you for spending the noon hour with us. Join us for more local news today on KMBC 9 News at 4.